Okay, welcome back to the ride. We've had a pit stop. We've checked the front tyre. It's not flat, so we're laughing. Alright, so this video I'm going to try to make sense of what it is the Catholic Church really hates about Freemasonry and why they consider us the biggest threat to their religion. Now, I did just record a video, and I did promise to say that, look, before you watch this one, it's probably ideal to watch the video on the ancient landmarks and established customs of our order, just to give a bit of a foundation on what it is Freemasonry teaches, so to speak. Well, it doesn't tell you what we teach, but it gives you an idea of what's important. Okay, so I need to start this off by saying I'm not speaking on behalf of every Freemason in the world. I am not, a representative of any Grand Lodge or anything like that. I'm purely speaking for myself, and hopefully we can work through this together, try to understand what it is the Catholic Church is on about, because it doesn't really make sense. Now, let me close this helmet, there we go. It doesn't really make sense as to why they're so upset with Freemasonry and hate Freemasons so much. And I'm not about to give away any Masonic secrets, definitely not going to be the case in this. And really, I guess we get on to the first thing. We're a secret society. That's what they don't like about us. And the claim is that, because we're a secret society, we do things in secret, therefore it must be evil. That's the basis claim, really. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It's just their opinion, and therefore their opinion is law, and we're heretics. Now, I do agree with them. Freemasonry is heresy, and we'll get into that in a moment. I should get into that now as well. So, heresy, what is heresy? Well, originally, heresy meant one that had their own philosophy and beliefs in life and lived by it. So it was a neutral thing, a neutral word, heresy. And then, well, churches of the days decided to change that and say, well, if you have any beliefs or customs or did anything that was against what the church believes, you're a heretic. And this is why you've got witches being classed as heretics, and all sorts of horrendous crimes, as you might not believe 100% what the Catholic Church says, therefore you're a heretic. If you believe in a different religion, you're a heretic. So many reasons to be classed a heretic. So yeah, Freemasonry is heresy. I'll grant them that 100%, because it's not what they believe, it's not what they like, they're against it. But secret society that do things in secret, well, let's go through that. Are we a secret society? No, not since the 1500s in Scotland and the 1700s in England. You can't call it a secret society. The buildings ever since then have had big signs on them to say what we are. No, it's a public-facing society, that's for sure. Now, some people will respond and say, well, we're a society with secrets. No, we're not. I would argue that again. And for anyone that wants to follow along with what I'm saying and try to argue it and say, well, no, that's not what Freemasonry does. Well, Duncan Masonic, the Duncan Masonic ritual manuscript has the ritual in it. It's no secret. It's been published for years. It's accessible. You don't even have to buy the book now. It's available for free for anyone to read on archive.org. Has been there for quite some time. And there's numerous websites that have different Masonic rituals there. And when I say different, it's the same principles. It's just some of the wording's a little bit different, that's all. But the teachings are essentially the same. So, no, we don't have secrets. And some might say, oh, well, the secret handshakes and words. Nope, not secret anymore. Again, Duncan Masonic ritual, Mormon church. So the founder of the Mormon church, who was that? Joseph Smith, I think it was. He was initiated in Freemasonry in the 1840s. Was it 1847 or something like that? So after it already started the Mormon church, but then he started adding things to the Mormon church after he became a Freemason. He essentially stole all the Masonic stuff and applied it to his church. So the penalties of each degree are actually in the Mormon church. Same penalties, same penal signs. Two of their handshakes, secret handshakes, are Masonic handshakes, and some of the words that they use. They wear aprons, for crying out loud, in some of their rituals. So he stole a lot from Freemasonry and applied it to the Mormon Church. It's been done multiple times. A lot of the Masonic stuff, or what we call secrets, are out there. So no, we're not a society with secrets. They've been exposed over 100 years ago, and been out for quite some time. And there's a lot of other Masonic writers that have written about the Masonic teachings as well. So no. And anyone that wants to disagree with me, well, do your research and just Google Duncan's Masonic ritual and read it yourself. It's all there. It's available in bookstores, it's available on Amazon, it's available for free on Internet Archive. There's websites that have published it, even Masonic websites have published it. I mean, it's out there, man. There's no real secrets. Now, so I think that throws that claim out, doing things in secret. And let's flip that around, right? The Vatican has secrets. They do things in secrets. They have their own secret rituals that they perform as well, and beliefs that aren't public. They have their exoteric and they have their esoteric teachings. So they do things in secret. See, does that mean they're doing evil? Or does that only apply one way? So that makes no sense whatsoever. It's a faceless claim. Now let's look at their obligation. So they claim because we have such violence in our obligation, such a violent penalty in our obligation, that's just pure evil and violent. Well, this is probably going to upset a few people when I go through this. The penalty for our obligation, it's not what you think. And it's definitely the ancient penalty. It's been around for hundreds of years. And when the ritual was standardized in 1733, because things had calmed down a little bit, they actually altered the obligation and gave it a bit of a different meaning. So, and that's where we've got essentially, I'm going to say it word for word, but you can read it. You're essentially going to be banished. You're kicked out, right, if you give away a secret, which I argue we have none left. So why the violence? Why these violent penal signs that we have? Well, the ancient penalty was never something that was inflicted on a Mason by another Mason. It was a warning. If you were to announce to the world that you're a Freemason, tell the wrong person, or be found preaching what we teach, our beliefs, these are the punishments the church and the rulers of the time may inflict upon you. That's what it is. It wasn't something that a Mason would inflict upon another Mason. It was a warning that, hey, the Catholic Church, or any church of the area that you're involved in, or that rules your area, and the ruler of your area, they're going to inflict these penalties upon you. And this will be part of their interrogation techniques or just their penalties. Not something that a Mason would inflict upon another. So yeah, I'm glad the Catholic Church see that as a violent thing and immoral thing to be doing, and horrendous thing, because they're admitting that what they inflicted on people was immoral and horrendous. It's what the Catholic Church used to inflict on people. And all you need to look at is the well-documented trials of the Knights Templar. The horrendous things they went through with the interrogations. Their feet being boiled. Boiling feet. Putting fire underneath one's feet or one's body. Boiling a person, setting them on fire. I mean, these were horrendous things that the Catholic Church and churches at the time and rulers at the time inflicted on someone. Never what a Mason inflicted upon another Mason. So yeah, the ancient obligation is violent. Has some violent things in there. It was never inflicted upon a Mason by another Mason. It was a warning. The modern penalty, which our ritual still incorporates the ancient one, because we're there to remind you. Remember the past, because these things could be done upon you again in the future. And that's definitely been the case. It has happened. Look at World War II. Over 100,000 Masons were put in concentration camps. Multitude of thousands and thousands and thousands of Masons were killed, tortured and killed in World War II because of our beliefs, as well as other people were persecuted as well. So it's a reminder. So that's a response to the violence in our obligation. And I'm glad that the Catholic Church admit that they are horrendous, because it's something the Catholic Church used to do. Now, let's look at some of the other claims, and they're baseless. The blood oaths that they claim. Well, read the Duncan manuscripture. That has a ritual in there. Where is there a blood oath? And in fact, our oaths openly say that there is nothing in the obligation that conflicts with your personal life, with your religious beliefs, or with your religion, with your work, with your family. Nothing. So what's so bad about that obligation? So what other claims have they really come up with? I mean, different bishops have thrown their sort of claims in, and different popes have thrown their claims in, and they're all baseless claims. They just make these wild accusations, no basis behind them, and say, well, that's why we're against Freemasonry. And to be honest, there are tens of thousands of Catholics that are Freemasons, and people of all religions. We accept people of all religions, and that's one of the things that the Catholic Church don't like, because we accept people of all faith, all religions. We're not a religion, and they're admitting they know that when they say we accept people of all religions, because they're not a religion. We accept people of all faith. We are a mystic school. We teach morals and ethics, and we preserve history, and we teach it with allegory to disguise it. Now, we accept people of all faith and religions, that's why they don't like us. Well, golf clubs accept people of all faith and religions. Gym membership accept people of all faith and religions. Are they banned by the Catholic Church? Why Freemasons? Why do they discriminate against Freemasons when all these other organisations accept people of all faith and religions? I don't know. Because they haven't brought any logic to the table. They haven't brought any valid argument. They just make baseless claims, throw them out there, and go back to their castles and altars. Sit on a pretty big high horse, but don't explain themselves. So it doesn't make any sense. What else have they got? I don't know what else they've got, really. I mean, that's the basis of all the claims that they come out with. And everything can be explained by someone reading the ritual, which is freely available to the public. So I would encourage you, if you're interested in it, do your research. Spend 2 seconds Googling things. You'll come across multiple rituals, not just Duncan's ritual, multiple rituals. And all this blood oath and all this satanic stuff and all these crazy accusations clearly become false, untrue. So if I missed any claims, feel free to call me on that and put in the comments, and I can quite happily do another video. If you just want to say nasty comments, free world, go for it. You're not fooling anyone but yourself, because it's all out there. We're not a society with secrets by any means that have all been released. That doesn't devalue Freemasonry though, because there's a lot of meaning in actually going through the ritual yourself, being the individual person going through that ritual. A lot of meaning to it. But you shouldn't be joining Freemasonry because of vanity or pride or ego. You should be joining because you are truly ready to change your life and apply the teachings to change. Metanoia is an important word. Google the etymology of that word, and if it rests well with you and you're willing to change your life and look at some hard truths, yeah, join Freemasonry. There's a lot you can learn. Your obligation doesn't conflict with your religion, doesn't conflict with your personal beliefs. It may challenge your personal beliefs, but it doesn't conflict with your obligations to your family, to your work, or your religion or faith. Consider it. Join. You're free to leave if you don't like it. So what's wrong with it? So that's my 2 cents worth. Tell me what you think. I don't believe the Catholic Church has said anything to justify their complaints. Freemasons definitely have some secrets. We preserve history, and I guess some of that history is concerning to the Catholic Church. They've spent years trying to hide stuff and change the change history, but they say, you know, the successors write history. And who were the Catholics? Who were the Vatican? They're the Romans. They were very successful in war and very successful in rewriting history. And Freemasonry has preserved some of the original history. So anyway, tell me what you think. That's just my opinion, based on my research, what I believe. Happy to hear other sides of the story. And yeah, if I don't see you in the next video, hopefully I see you in Lodge. Enjoy, stay safe.